Welcome to the tour of the Sunreef 62. This is a boat that we toured in Florida, part of our process of shopping to find a boat that we can live on for a year and go nomadic.
Yeah, this was a really fun boat. Has lots of space, big back deck. It would be fun. I think this would be a fun vessel to stay on for a year, that's for sure.
Yep, so this boat is 62 feet long. It was built in 2009. It's a catamaran. The beam on it, or how wide it is 30 foot 9 inches. So it's almost half as wide as it is long. That's a lot of space. And the draft on it is 4 foot 9 inches, which, yeah, that's a little bit for some areas, but not too much. So let's take a look on board and see what this boat looks like.
So this back area is called the sugar scoop. We've learned this from several videos that we've been watching.
Oh, the whole back area?
Well, okay, the little step down, yeah, right there. That's the sugar scoop right there. And then this has a nice big long back deck where we can put tender. Also would be a nice swim platform or a place to start our scuba diving adventures.
Yeah, speaking of scuba, there is storage on board for 8 scuba tanks, as well as a compressor to refill those tanks. So let's step on board and climb up to the back deck and take a look. The tender would normally sit on that center deck area there, and then there's the shore power headed off on the other sugar scoop.
Lots of teak, which is, I love the look of teak. I don't know about the work of teak, so it's a kind of a plus and a con in the same.
Well, what's interesting is this teak is only 3 years old. The teak was all redone as well as all the deck covers about three and a half years ago, looking at the notes. So here on the back deck, this is an area, you see all the snaps along there where there would be cushions for a place to be able to sit out on a warm day and enjoy the weather. Let's take a look inside. Nice wide doors that slide open here. We go in a large dining area. To the right and to the left is the galley. It's a galley style kitchen. Galley style galley, that is.
Galley style galley.
Here's the helm. We'll come back later and take a look at more details, but you can see a lot of all the controls that you need to operate the boat. So it appears that there is onboard Wi-Fi and a satellite phone, as well as a KVH M9 track vision and a track phone, AIS, SSB radio, spare handheld radios, Raymarine G series with 2 stations, that's the big screen we saw there, and Autopilot as well. You gotta have Autopilot. Once you've had Autopilot, can't live without it. Here's a quick look at the galley. We'll come back and take a more in-depth look in a moment. But next we'll move on to the counter that's to the right of the helm. And this would be a great place to have like your laptop computer as a little home office while we're away. Place to be able to work when we're underway and be able to take a look around and see what's going on. Some entertainment system here, some direct TV it looks like, and a DVD player.
So just aft of that, there's a nice big bank sofa area, the dining table, and the table looked like, I think this one folded out to seat more people, but right now, I mean, you can seat a good 6 people at least at that, so it was quite nice. Oh, maybe 8. Then across, as you can see, here's the galley, come back to it. Lots of some storage bins here.
Being a sailboat rather than your typical just power yacht, things need to be secured a little bit more. So that's why you have these kitchen tool bins with the lids on them that lock everything down, so that if you're sailing and things are getting jolted around a little bit, you're not losing everything on the floor.
All right, and here's the stairs down to, this would be the port staterooms. These are kind of fun. They're like lit behind artwork that came, I guess that's an upgrade for several of the, when you first buy the boat. So here's the aft stateroom.
So this boat has a total of 5 cabins. 4 of them are staterooms, 1 of them is a bunk room, and then there's an additional crew cabin up front, I believe.
So that's a queen bed, more storage, cupboards on either side here, nice hangers. And again, places where you can put your stuff, and once you're under sail and rocking back and forth, it's gonna secure that gear better. Nice skylight up there, actually 2 skylights.
And with each of the staterooms, there's also a head. There are 6 heads apparently on this boat. I don't remember seeing all 6 of them, but that's what the listing says. So let's take a look as we go through here.
There's your thermostat, I believe, temperature control.
Yep, and there is air conditioning on board as well, so every room has its own air conditioning controls.
Storage. The finishes on this boat were really nice. Lots of high gloss wood, and it seemed like it'd been really well cared for. Is this a TV? Yeah,
yep.
There's a TV there for the stateroom.
Yeah, all the staterooms actually had TV and DVD players, which seems like a little bit of overkill to me, but hey, if they're there, we don't need to throw them out.
Well, you never know how bored you're going to get if you're doing a long, like, blue water cruise, you know.
So, boring at sea, no.
Boring at sea.
Yeah.
So here's the head. It's a single sink. Can't remember, was this a wet head or was this...
no, we'll zoom to the right, or pan to the... Or sorry, we'll pan to the left here in a moment, and we'll be able to see that. It's, yeah. Video's kind of missing the toilet right below there. There's the sink, and then here is the actual full shower space. Looking at the damage on the mirrors there, we had that on our last boat where the mirror kind of delaminated. So you just pull that door off the mirror, you take it into the glass shop, and they replace it for you. It's a pretty, not too expensive thing, but with 5 heads and a lot of mirrors, it could get pretty spendy, I guess, to do all those.
It's true. Oh, and here's this little it's the little bunk bed area.
No, it's such a small little bunk room, I had to step out of the way in order to get the door open. So this is like, you can almost consider it crew cabin, but there's crew cabin elsewhere, I believe, on this one. But there is just small little twin, maybe smaller than a twin size bed up and down.
Yeah.
And maybe this would be our storage room or our dog room, who knows?
I thought it would make a nice hanging closet, or yeah, definitely that lower deck, that lower bunk there would be great for 2 dog crates, just getting the dogs out of the way.
I don't know if you'd be able to fit dog crates in there. You'd have to assemble them in the room. Yep.
Custom.
Yep. So then we go back to another of the staterooms. And on the catamarans, they're with the pontoon on either side to work with. You basically got your staterooms forward and aft on either side.
So this would be the port forward stateroom.
Yeah. And one of the things I really love about this layout is that there's usually some really good size windows. These are decent size, and so you can take a look outside. There's a TV, and then behind this wall where the TV is, that's where the other head is. And here is the bed is another queen size bed. Maybe a tight queen.
Tight queen, yeah.
Temperature control in the room as well. And I think overall, looking at this boat, this had a few more staterooms than I thought we really needed. But maybe we would convert one of them into home office or something like that.
We'd seen some catamarans where they had converted one of the staterooms into a home gym.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bit overkill, but actually if you have that much room and you know you're going to be at sea for long periods of time, why not convert something into a gym so you can get some exercise?
Yep. So this is the head with the shower, separate shower that goes with that forward stateroom.
More storage behind the door there.
A little bit tight in here. It was kind of hard to get the video to really capture the space. But lots of storage here. There's your satellite TV and DVD player up there. I don't know. I think going out to sea for a year would be a way to get away from satellite TV, perhaps. So under the stairs, because the stairs fold up here, and it's really interesting because there is an escape hatch. This window would open up, and if for some reason the boat was overturned, this would be a way that you could get out of the boat. Wouldn't be a normal entrance or egress route, but only for emergencies. So coming back up the stairs into the main salon area, just past the Helm. There's a lot of cabinets along here for storage as well.
Again, all of the cabinets are designed to stay locked in rough weather. Kind of nice.
Yep. Now taking a look on the starboard side. Very similar to the other side, you go down the stairs, but rather than a 3 stateroom layout with that, well, I guess 2 staterooms plus a bunk room, on this side you have the master or owner's suite as well as another stateroom.
Oh,
here
there's the washer-dryer combo.
Everybody admits that the washer-dryer combo never really does a great job drying, but if you're somewhere warm, you can hang your clothes out to dry, and they'll dry pretty quick, hopefully. Especially if you're underway sailing. Taking a look around the salon area, headed down the starboard side to take a look at the other staterooms. Again, keeping in mind that this, how much visibility there is out of all the windows at the salon level here. So if you're inside, you've really got a great view of what's going on outdoors. Another lighted picture as you come down on this side.
Yeah, I thought those were really pretty. And here's the forward cabin.
Forward stateroom.
Forward stateroom.
And this is not the master or owner suite here. This is just the forward one. And this one looks a little bit tighter the way it's laid out than the other side. I think it's pushed a little bit more forward than the other one to make more room for the owner suite in the back. So that's a little bit smaller than a queen bed. It's got the TV up there, temperature controls, and of course lots of storage on either side of the bed.
Doesn't seem to have quite the shelving little inserts that it did on the other side. Oh, that was in the aft cabin, I believe, had that.
Yep.
But still, another nice room, nice and cozy. And it also has its own head.
Yet another
head.
Yep.
So marine head, didn't really see that. And then there's the shower again. And most of the showers, I mean, they're snug, but they're a decent sized room. I mean, you can definitely get one person in there to take a nice shower.
These aren't like showers we've had on older boats where you jump in and you're hitting your elbows on either side of the shower and, you're hitting the head on the shower head. So then headed to the back, this is the owner's space, or the largest of all the staterooms, the master stateroom.
You got 2 nice skylights there. Yeah, here's those little nooks for storage there that I really like.
Lots of visibility when the blinds are open.
Yep. It's got this little desk area here that flips up, and there's a little storage underneath there. More storage lockers here. And then there's I think this is the hangar. Oh, just more storage. Lots of storage in this.
The second or third door that's the full hanging space.
The full hanging space.
There we go. That one's full of bedding, it looks like. And then this would be the largest of all the heads. A little bit nicer shower there. Well, actually, no, that's not the shower. That's the that's the toilet.
Yep.
It's got the double sinks.
Yep.
And realistically, would we ever use double sinks underway in a boat like
not.
this? If I really needed a second sink, I could go use a different head.
I know.
And then there's the shower. So it's nice, but maybe a little bit of overkill having the extra sinks there.
Yeah.
Stepping back in, taking a look at some of the electronic controls there and the TV. And just kind of a final look around this stateroom before we head back up.
And now this was starboard aft, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Starboard aft, because we started at starboard forward. And then again, under the stairwell here, I didn't get it in the video, but it opens up just like the stairwell on the other side for an escape hatch.
Yeah, when we were looking at that on the other side, you could see through and see the escape hatch on this side.
Yep, yep.
All right. Coming
So-
back upstairs. And again, just so light. This whole living space, salon area here, just lots of light, nice big windows. For somebody that gets seasick so easily as I do, this is definitely a plus.
Yeah, this boat has dual Yanmar turbo diesel engines. They're 110 horsepower each, and they're inboard. And what's interesting is on the sailboats like this, the propellers, so they're shaft drive inboard, but the propellers on them are kind of hinged, so they flop away, so that if you're sailing, you're not dragging the propeller. The blades kind of fold in. Mm-hmm. But if you're motoring, they spin out, and they are able to do the pushing there. So. And this, taking a look back here at the
Fiesta deck?
the aft cockpit area. There's a nice table for outdoor dining. Then we'll step up, and the compartment there opens up for your engines. And we'll take a look around at the exterior. All these hatches that are in the floor that you can see in front there, those are all the skylights that open up from the rooms down below. So if it's hot or humid, or you just want to get some ventilation going, you can open those up and really vent out the rooms nicely. So depending on where you've docked, you may be stern in like we are here and just come and go off the back, or you might go out the side through the railing there, right at dock level, depending on what type of a setup you're going to.
Yeah, around here in the San Juans, the Roche Harbor has the real high docks, which you would definitely just be able to step right off onto from this size vessel.
And some of the docks that we saw in Florida, they're a fixed height. They're not the floating docks like we see around here because there's such little exchange on the tides. Here's the logo for Sunreef Yachts.
So we're making our way to the front of the catamaran. More of these little sunroof portholes. We're going to make our way up to the very front one then. That is crew quarters. And this vessel has 2 sets of crew quarters, starboard and port. That little seat is the princess seat. Really fun to just sit there and let the wind blow through your hair as you're underway. And this is the catamaran's trampolines.
You know, that's one of those things that's with the Power Cats that's different, is that instead of the trampolines there, you have usually a solid area that goes across, and it's a little bit different front deck style area. Here we are taking a look at the port side.
Another crew cabin right there. Another little princess seat.
And by crew cabin, we don't mean it's much of a cabin. There's usually like almost a twin-size bed in there, and maybe a wet head that's like almost in the same space. Like you've probably got to fold your mattress up in order to be able to use the wet head. Nice tinted windows to help with some of the glare from the inside. And then there's a little stairwell there that goes up to the upper deck, the Flybridge. But the main way of getting up is usually around the back. Here we'll take a look up the mast. Total clearance for getting under bridges, I think, is 84 feet. So
84, wow.
It's a tall mast.
There's the princess and the princess seat.
Yep. Yeah, doesn't that look comfortable? I think it does.
I envision sitting here with a cocktail and watching dolphins
Dance. So when we talk about the crew quarters up here, oftentimes they end up being used for gear storage as well, if you don't have crew that's helping you out. And it might be that if you have enough cabin space that you might, if you're nice, let the crew actually stay in one of the nicer cabins if you didn't have enough people on board, depending on how many guests you had. But I think it would take a lot of guests on board to be able to fill this boat up.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they said it's polite to let the captain have one of the nicer cabins if you do have space, and if any other crew members would be up in the smaller cabins up front.
So here we'll take a look, open up the hatch on this side and take a look inside. I know I'm holding the camera, so I had a heck of a time opening the hatches while I had a camera in one hand. I don't know if that was yoga or karate practice there, but hey, nice moves, Marcy.
I think I was talking about my concerns of the dogs falling off the side of the boat.
That's why we have spares.
Yep. Crew quarters.
So apparently all these hatches on board were redone a couple of years ago. Here we go up to the front, looking up at the Flybridge area. Apparently you can control everything from right up there.
Awful lot of rigging.
Yeah. But just a beautiful front deck area here. I could envision spending a lot of time up here watching the dolphins dance. Or the whales breach, or whatever
The
it
whales
may be.
breach. Maybe just some fishing.
Or maybe just sitting up here waiting for a bridge to open with that 84-foot mast.
That's true. Just amazing. This is in the Fort Lauderdale area, and so many of these little canal areas just full of boats. But this was known as Catamaran Row, so there was several catamarans all being housed. Or
Just compare the size. That one we're kind of in the view next to it, that's a 70-footer, where maybe a 74 or something like that, where this one's a 62. So we'll come back, take a look around the back here. Again, more bird poop. Apparently that's quite a problem in this area.
yeah, the birds eat the seeds. There's a tree right there with a lot of seeds that they just go to town at, throw them all over the boat.
So now we'll go up the stairs to the Flybridge. And this would probably be the main helm that you
There's
would
the
be
seats.
yes, that you would be piloting from when you're underway. So there's some foot controls there for some of those capstan or windlass type things for cranking in the ropes. And then up here you've got the big composite steering wheel, and again your controls, so you can either drive with power using the Yanmar diesel engines, or you can be sailing from up here. But you're apparently can control all of the sails from right here with all of these ropes that come in. One of the things I did notice is when we looked at the Power Cats versus the Sailing Cats, is the Power Cats usually had a much better layout up top on the Flybridge for kind of party space or using it, where the Sailing Cats, it's more designed around being able to run the whole boat from up there when you're sailing.
Yeah, just the space for the mast and the rigging really took away a lot of living space.
Yep. So these domes in the back here next to the VHF antennas and things, that's where your internet is, and the satellite TV dish as well. There's a storage compartment back here with a lot of space to keep things, and then you've got a table so you can dine up top as well. I don't know, kind of looking around here, there's also some those two white boxes there. They look kind of like coolers. That's your emergency life raft. So if the boat was to capsize, those pop out. And I think the EPIRB, which is the thing that starts broadcasting as soon as it's in the water, is located up here as well. So the boat is advertised with the cushions. We didn't actually see them all. They may be off and stored somewhere, but it looks like there's a lot of areas around here where there would be extra cushions that could be applied to make it a little bit more comfortable. The roof is sort of a semi-rigid canvas where it has a permanent structure there, and then right above that is the boom for the mast for sailing. But just great visibility from up here. I mean, I can imagine driving from here, pulling into some little harbor in the Caribbean and being able to see just full control over what's going on from this perspective.
Just a better close-up look of the table there. I think probably seats good 6 people.
Tight 6 people.
Tight 6 people, yeah.
Yeah.
Good friends. I could imagine sitting up here for a sunset or a sunrise. It'd be pretty amazing.
Well, we're in the middle of the night as we're crossing the ocean on it.
That's true.
And get both the sunset and the sunrise.
There you go. Little ladder there just to get to the top of the like little bimini top there. Right?
Yep, with the where the boom is as well. You might need to step up there to be able to do some adjustments or maintenance on things too. But overall, I mean, the whole Flybridge area up here is really feels kind of cramped overall. I mean, that was probably overall in the entire boat, that was the one biggest negative of the layout on this one. Not a lot of room unless you're at the upper helm or you're sitting at the table here. That's it.
That's true. But you could envision having a little barbecue. What are those? The Magna little barbecue.
Magnas that bolt to the railing.
Bolt to the railing right there, and having a little barbecue up here, and a drink, and again watching the sunset. Be very comfy.
And even though this is a smaller Flybridge space than what you have on a Power Cat, it's still something that I think is workable. If I could change it, great, but you can't. So definitely workable.
And down below on that back deck, there was lots of room too to just spread out and have people around. So it does make up for space in other places, as opposed to seemed like a lot of the Power Cats didn't quite have as much room on the foredeck, and not quite as much room on that lower aft deck either.
Yep. So as we wrap up the overall tour of the boat, we can take a look at some of the mechanical and other things here. There are two 20 kilowatt generators on board, diesel powered. So with that, that's enough to keep the air conditioners going, as well as your fridge and all the other stuff that you need in order to keep going when you're underway.
There's 2 sea recovery water makers and 2 new stainless hot water heaters and holding tanks, automatic bilge pumps, and 6 electric heads. Oh, we already covered the 6 electric heads.
Yep, yep. They say, and we'd have to of course test this under sea trial, but that cruising speed on the diesel engines with that 110 horsepower each on this size boat is about 9 knots, and we'd want to definitely try that out and prove it or not. You could probably make it work at 9 knots with a little bit of with the sailing here and there, but I think if it was any less than that, I think that would just be too slow for me. So we'd want to verify that before we purchase it. Yeah, so other features that are on board, there is a fire protection system in the engine room, saltwater fire hose and pump. I did not see that when we were on board, but that would be good when you have to fend off pirates or whatnot, perhaps, as well as putting out fires. And large medical kit, defibrillator, and O2 tanks on board. That's a bit unusual that you have that much medical equipment on a boat this size. Maybe it needed that because it might have been a charter yacht at some point.
Yeah, I'm thinking it could have been a charter, especially with the extra bedrooms that it had.
And it's not shown in any of the videos here, but it does come with a Zodiac with a 65 horsepower outboard on it. So just kind of taking a look around the back deck here.
Yeah, nice dining room table or dining table for 6, maybe 8 people.
And you can see the hooks that are up top hanging from this roof there. That's where the dinghy hooks on to lift up. So it's not 100% sitting on that little back deck. It's mostly hanging from those when it's in place there.
And then, oh hey, there's that magma
Barbecue? Yep.
I was talking about earlier.
And let's take a look at the engine space and see what that looks like here next. So on port and starboard, there's an engine compartment here, right at the top of the stairs as you come up the back. Step down here so we can take a look. And again, these are all sealed, so if there's any water coming up on deck, it's not getting inside here. And what we've got is we've got engines on either side, you've got generators down here, you've got your water makers, you've got your batteries, you've got your fuel filters, you've got your inverters, you've got, I mean, all the mechanics of running the whole boat. It's nice because there's a couple of ladders on either side that make it easy to go up and down in here. It is a long way down in there. It's probably 6 feet down to the top of the engine. And again, sorry for the angle here. I was having a little bit of trouble with the camera. Generators, water makers, all that's down here. One of the criteria that I had set for our next boat that we buy was that the engine room would have enough room to stand up and you don't have to crawl around on your knees, which is what we've got in our boat now. So you got multiple Raycor fuel filters there, as well as a lot of electronic components up top. So very clean, very nice setup for a 13-year-old boat. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape there. So that wraps up our tour of the Sunreef 62 2009 boat. And I think if I had to live on this boat, I could make it work.
Yeah, I think it's got some nice living spaces, lots of cabin rooms for guests and for the owners. That would be us. And a little extra space for the dogs, that's for sure. Definitely something I could see myself on for a year.
Yep. So thanks for watching. We'll follow up here maybe with some of the technical specs on screen. But have a great day. That wraps it up.